Talk with Players. I'm here with Sean of Phinehas. Hey!
Hey, how's it going?
It's great. How are you?
I'm doing well.
That's awesome. And we're here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Quite a rainy day.
Indeed. It's kind of a drag, but that's okay. That's okay. It's a cool city, cool people. So.
Yeah, so starting off, what do you guys like to do on these rainy days?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I know for myself, I would probably hop on my computer. I do graphic design myself. And maybe play some Sudoku.
Okay.
And, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Other than that, I don't know what we would do together. Normally we would play Can Jam if the weather was better. But I don't know if you've ever played. What is Can Jam? It's this awesome Frisbee game where there's cans on either side.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, it gets real intense, so.
Okay, so you mentioned you did graphic design.
Yeah.
So did you design some of the stuff with the album?
Yeah. I had a hand in a decent bit of the album art, and a handful of shirts for us, and have designed for other bands too. But yeah, so.
That's awesome then to see your work come to life. Definitely on albums and shirts.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's really cool to like once it gets printed. I'm like, hey,
that's mine.
Yeah, So.
All right, well, let's talk about the album.
Okay.
Came out last summer?
In July. Yeah.
Okay. So not quite a year, but we're kind of approaching it.
Right.
All right, so tell us about the album.
It's called Till the End.
Mm-hmm.
It's, in my opinion, our most aggressive and cohesive effort thus far, and really pumped. It includes the newest addition to our band in Daniel Gailey, the guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he killed it, and couldn't be more stoked on it. So,
what did he bring new to the game?
I think he brought a clear vision to like an already functioning machine,
mm-hmm.
so to speak. And so, we have this, compare it to like a car. It's like now we have a direction to drive in, He wrote the majority of the stuff and really has a cool style as far as putting licks together that fit well together, and just overall great songwriter and producer. So he did a lot of the pre-production tracks himself, and then we went into the studio, and it was the easiest album recording process that we've had. So
that's awesome. And you mentioned the lyrical content. So did he do a majority of the writing, or is it more of a team effort?
For lyrics?
Yes.
Oh no, he wrote the music.
Okay. All right.
The lyrics would be written by myself, and then our drummer Lee had a massive influence on the lyrics as well. So yeah. All
right. So tell us about some of the stories in the album.
Well, there's a lot of stories ranging from one of our close friends who had an accident and was mute for 7 years.
7?
Yeah, 7. So he was mute for 7 years. He was paralyzed for 7 months. And kind of this crazy story. And, now he's completely fine.
That's amazing.
Doctors told him, if he's not talking... after 18 months, then he's never going to talk again. And
mm-hmm.
so 7 years later, that ended up happening. And so he's one of our very close friends, and it's really cool to kind of see that resurrection, so to speak, happen. We didn't see it happen. Or we now see the product of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because that was hell for him,
I can imagine.
So yeah.
And the song is even 7 minutes long.
Right.
Everything's 7. I didn't know if that was going to be a biblical tie-in or...
Mm-hmm. Right, and obviously, with the Bible,
7.
7's a great number,
Exactly.
But yeah, it's just, and then on the last lyrics of that song, it's 7 years without a voice, 7 months away from my side, 7 spirals into the void, so it's 777.
It's intense.
And then, but yeah, it's just weird how that kind of came about. I mean, like everything involving that, like the classical piece at the beginning of the song, I had started writing in 2008, which we released in 2015, so that's 7 years in there. 7 minutes long, which we didn't even think about. I had no idea when we were writing the music for it what that song was going to be about. So the fact that it turned out being 7 minutes long is just
wow.
So it just seemed like that was appropriate, and that it was kind of one of those things that's like you gotta chalk it up to fate.
For sure.
I feel like that was meant to be. So.
Do you think that's going to be a single in the future?
We would love to do that. We've talked about doing like a music video for it, or something like very, maybe not performance-based like your typical music video, but more of a story type thing. And I would love to do that. That's not completely up to us though.
Yeah.
But I do know that we're going to be releasing a music video for another song on that record called Forever West soon.
Awesome. Love it. And you guys were signed recently with that for the release of that album.
Yeah. Artery Recordings picked us up, and yeah, it's been great. We love everybody over there, and they've always, really looked out for what's best for us, which is something very, very rare, I feel like, in the music industry. So I feel like we're definitely blessed with that.
That's awesome. And what are your plans for maybe the spring or summer?
Well, we're still locking in tours and stuff. We want to go overseas and do some fun stuff over there. We'll see what happens, and yeah. So I can't announce anything yet. I wish I could, but
are we looking at any festivals?
Potentially.
Potentially. Okay.
Yeah.
It might be a little early for some of them. But
Right. So
hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, cool. Is there anything else we need to know?
I mean, right now we're on tour with some awesome bands.
For sure.
For today, like Moths to Flames, Vanna. Check those guys out; they're sick. And yeah, other than that.